Amazon Prime Day 2024 is right around the corner, and if you haven't noticed yet, PC gaming parts have been coming down in price like crazy in anticipation of the next round of gear that's hopefully going to be announced in a couple of months. If you're a PC gamer, a Twitch streamer, or just want to upgrade your computer a little bit, now is a great time to be able to do that. And if you're not interested in looking at the used marketplace right now, Amazon Prime Day can be some of the best deals around, not just on Amazon, but the rest of the industry as well. Let's walk through some of what I hope is going to be on sale on Amazon Prime Day. If they are, these are the things I would upgrade for your system this Amazon Prime Day. One of the first things I would recommend if you're a Twitch streamer, if you haven't upgraded to dual monitors yet, would be to do so. Now, I just upgraded to an ultra wide monitor, but probably not what I would recommend if you're specifically a streamer. Nobody wants to watch a live stream in an ultra wide resolution. Playing windowed isn't fun either. I would recommend at least 2 standard 16:9 monitors. And there's a lot of great monitors on Amazon, and they will definitely be on sale this Amazon Prime Day. Now, things like the size, if they're curved or not, are going to be a lot of personal preferences. I personally don't like a curved monitor unless it's a really, really long or large monitor. So if I'm getting something that's like the 24 or 27 inches, I prefer something that's flat. I think that gives you a little bit better quality of monitor for typically a little bit less money as well. What I would look for is the refresh rate. There's almost no reason to get something with lower than 144 hertz refresh rate at this point. If you have a computer that can support that, absolutely amazing. If you don't, it'll still run anyways. I would definitely look for brands that you're aware of. Things like Samsung, Asus, LG, MSI are all going to give some pretty solid results as far as monitors go. Honestly, kind of like this Asus monitor here. I actually have a couple of these that my wife is using right now, 165 hertz to give you just a little bit of wiggle room over that 144 hertz. Very fast monitor, great support, great size, and really, really great pricing on these things right now. Probably going to be even less on Prime Day. Something every streamer needs is a dedicated microphone. The microphone on your headset just isn't cutting it anymore. A couple that I would recommend are things like the Logitech Blue Yeti USB microphones. They have a lot of really great sounding microphones. Shout out to King DKC for this microphone. I appreciate your generosity still to this day. Other awesome microphones that I've looked at would probably have bought if I hadn't had this microphone. The Elgato Wave 3 looks fantastic, sounds amazing, and is honestly in that price range that it feels really good buying this microphone. It's really small, really compact. I just think it looks awesome. In a world of Shure SM7Bs, this microphone is so cheap compared to those. And I bet you it sounds just as good. Another microphone that is a little bit cheaper, sounds just as good, and might not have all of the streamer bells and whistles if you don't want some crazy RGB in your microphone. The Audio-Technica AT2020 is a fantastic microphone, and I would definitely recommend this for a lot of people getting started into the streaming and content creation world. They make both an XLR and a USB version of it. Make sure you get the one that is right for you. And 100%, if you get any of these standalone microphones, absolutely get a boom arm for them. You don't want something sitting on your desk. They're so helpful that you just can't help but getting one. Another thing I'm hoping is a little bit more on sale on Amazon Prime Day is the Elgato Streamdeck. This is something that is so handy when you are streaming, just to be able to program those different buttons to switch between your scenes, mute or unmute your microphone, send chat messages into your chat. It's so incredibly helpful. if you're doing anything more complicated than just going live with a view kind of like this, it is extremely, extremely helpful to have a Stream Deck. And if you can find one used, I would definitely recommend that. If you can find one of these, if they are on sale for $100 or less, I would definitely pick one up. Streamers also need cameras. If you don't have a decent webcam yet, I would definitely recommend looking into one. If you've got something that does 1080p already, you don't need to upgrade to 4K if all you're doing is streaming. Now, if you're creating videos on the side, you want something that's a little bit crisper when it's full screen, that might be something that you look into, getting a DSLR, getting some sort of external camera to use as a webcam, but definitely not needed if you are simply streaming games to Twitch. I would recommend looking at different webcams. Something in the 1080p range should be findable under $50 on Prime Day. Something like the Logitech C920 is an absolute go-to. If you want something that is a little bit higher powered, if you have a little bit of that disposable income, Elgato has a really, really nice webcam, as well as OBS Bot has a bunch of really, really nice webcams as well. If you see something like this on sale for more than, 10% off, this might be something to look into as well. But only if you are if you're doing more than just streaming your gameplay with some sort of layout like this. If you are making full screen videos, that's where I would look into something a little bit more than something like the Logitech webcam. Now, if you're looking for a brand new PC, you don't want to build something you're not interested in upgrading, and you want something that will play all the latest games as well as stream at the same time, I think that Prime Day is going to be a great time to get something. But you want to make sure that you get something that's going to work for you. The two most important things to look at are going to be the CPU and the GPU. RAM and hard drive storage space are easily upgradable, but that's something that we can talk about in a bit. First off, as far as processors go, I would go as low as an i5 or a Ryzen 5 processor, but if you're going to do that, I would definitely look at the later generations. For Intel, something in that 13th or 14th series. If you're looking at an i7 processor, you could probably go a little bit older, maybe back to the 11th generation or so, but I would definitely try to stick a little bit newer for the most part. As far as a GPU goes, unless you're looking at a 3080 or a 3090 as far as a graphics cards go, I would stay away from anything that's a 3060 or below. But really, the 40 series is probably where the best deals are going to be this Prime Day. With the 5000 series right around the corner, I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to offload their 4000 series graphics cards. A 4060 Ti with 16 gigabytes of VRAM specifically is probably the lowest I would recommend looking if you're looking to stream and game all of the latest and greatest games at the same time. A 4070 is probably as low as I would recommend, but a 4060 Ti, what that's going to be really great at is a lot of those esports titles. So if what you're playing is Apex Legends, Fortnite, League of Legends, Rocket League, other types of games that are very, very non-graphics intensive, you'll be fine with a 4060 or below, but that's where I really think some of the best Prime Day deals are going to be, is on those 4000 series cards. Definitely stay away from anything with a 16 series. That's not going to be great for your gaming and streaming at the same time. Also, make sure you look at all of the reviews on these specific computers and these companies selling them. There are a lot of no-name sellers selling these pre-built computers, and a lot of people have been scammed by not properly looking at those reviews. Make sure it's a company that you either recognize or has a lot of really, really good-looking reviews. Now, if you already have a PC, but you're just looking to upgrade the graphics, make it look a little bit better, make it run a little bit smoother, Like I mentioned before, I really think that the 4000 series is where we're going to see some of the best deals right now. Not only are prices just going down in general, but with the 5000 series looming over the next couple of months, hopefully people are going to be looking to get rid of their 4000 series cards for a lot less money. I brought up again here the 4060 Ti. I think that this is probably the best for those esports titles, people that are playing in 1080p for sure. You want to get some higher frame rates in those types of games. If you can find an inexpensive 4060 Ti, one of the best things about this card is how efficient it is. You will most likely not have to upgrade your power supply to be able to use a card like this. It only requires one 8-pin power connector, so as long as you've got that, you should be good to go. Absolutely great card. I know that it got a lot of hate when it first came out, but it's probably the right card for a lot of people. Very, very low power consumption, really, really great power for what you can get out of it, as well as all of the NVIDIA DLSS types of processes that NVIDIA allows can really, really bump up that frame rate that you're getting. Again, I know this card got a lot of hate, but I really like it as long as you can get it for the right price. If you can get it around that $350, I think that's a great, great deal. If you've got some extra money to spend though, the 4070 Ti Super is the way to go. Absolutely incredible card. And if you have the money, $800 is pretty darn solid. Anything lower than that, if you can find some of those deals on Prime Day, this is definitely going to be a card that'll suit you well for years to come. And then lastly, let's take a look at some storage options. This is another upgrade I recommend to everybody. If you don't have a solid state drive, if you don't have an NVMe drive, this is such a no-brainer. This makes loading your games, booting your PC up, absolutely everything will be faster on your computer if you have some sort of solid state drive in your computer. And let's be honest, when you're installing a bunch of games, when you are recording your gameplay, the more storage you have, the better. You don't want to run out of storage. You don't want to have to uninstall games just to install another one. So I would recommend a terabyte drive at the smallest if you're installing a bunch of games. If you just play the same esports titles every day, you might not need this much. But honestly, I think for content creators in general, it's a great practice to have more storage rather than not enough. And most modern motherboards have multiple NVMe slots on them at this point. So getting an extra drive just for a little bit of extra storage is one of those really, really easy upgrades as well. Storage is always one of those things that's on sale, and it will absolutely be on this Prime Day as well. And that includes not only NVMe drives, solid state drives, but this is also going to include memory cards, external hard drives, everything that you would ever need to store information on. Great times to be picking up that extra storage. All of those items are going to be linked down below. All of my favorite streamer upgrades, and hopefully some of those things are going to be on sale this Prime Day. Anything else that you're picking up? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.